Hello and welcome to your second reading comprehension lesson. Today we will read a story together and answer some questions about it. This way we can see if we understand what the story is saying. Let's continue to practice what we learned. So get your notebook and let's get started. First, let's review the steps to answering the story. 1. What is the question keyword? 2. Find that keyword in the article. 3. Answer the question. So, for today's lesson, I will let you see the question first. Then we will spend 3 minutes reading the story. Here are your questions. Let's find the keywords together. Number 1. When you see this type of question, there is no keyword. You must simply understand what you read and match to the answers. So, no keywords here. Number 2. What scares Mia when she approaches the door? We have some keywords here. Can you see them? Scares is one, and approaches the door is the other. So in the story, we need to look for the words scares and when she approaches the door. These will be the answers to this question. What is true of Mia in the story? True and false questions are special, just like number 1. When you see this type of question, there is no keyword. You must simply understand what you read and match the answers. So no keywords. What project was Mia's father working on? We have some keywords here. Can you see them? Project. Father working. In the story, we need to look for the word project and father working. These will be the answer to this question. When did Mia and Liz go into the library? Or not library, the laboratory. Ooh, I said library. We have some keywords here too. Can you see them? Mia and Liz into the laboratory. In the story, we need to look for Mia and Liz together. Also, them going into the laboratory, not the library. I will give you 3 minutes to read the story. Then we will look at the questions. If you need more time, just pause the video. When you are asked what a story is about, you must try and find the answer that matches the whole story best. Let's look at these answers together. So what is the story about? A girl's terrible experiment? A secret that the two girls have? A girl who gets nervous about what's in the laboratory? Or a man who creates chemicals? Well, D is wrong. There were chemicals, but he didn't create them. And B is wrong. Only the father had a secret. And A is wrong too. The girl didn't have an experiment. Mia never had one. So the answer is C. She gets nervous. And this is correct because Mia was scared about what was in the laboratory. We have the key words scares and approaches. We need to look for these words in the story to answer this question. So let's see the answer here. It's not A. She didn't go into the room yet. When she approached the door means she comes to it. And it's not B. When she hears a person shout, she didn't hear anyone shout. She just heard a noise. And she didn't smell fire. There were no smells outside of the laboratory door, only inside after. So it must be D. And it is. She heard a loud noise when she approached it. So when she approached the door, that's when she heard that evil laugh, and the noise scared her. That's why this is the right answer. Here, we need to understand the story and what we read. Then we need to look for the true sentence. So what is true of Mia in the story? The monster kills her friend. She does not like adventures. She always locks the door of her room, and her birthday has not yet come. Well, it's not A. There was no monster, and no one died in this story. It's not B. She agreed to go on an adventure with Liz. It's not C. The story only talks about the locked laboratory room. It doesn't say anything about hers. So it must be D. And it is. This is correct. The doll her father was making was for her birthday. And he gave it to her early. He said it's early. That means her birthday has not come yet. Here, the key word is project, so we need to look for it in the story. What project was Mia's father working on? Well, it's not B. This is not in the story, a way to keep the door closed. It's not C, a chemical that smells worse than fire. There were chemicals in his laboratory, but not for Mia. Yeah, that wasn't part of it. D, a monster that had an evil laugh? Wrong. There was no real monster in the story. So it must be A. What project was Mia's father working on? This is correct. Her father was working on this doll. He was making a doll, and it was for her birthday gift. So that was the project. He was making a doll. Here is your last question, and I want you to answer it in the comments section below the video. When did Mia and Liz go into the laboratory? The key word is when and into. I hope you like this lesson, and I will see you for our next lesson. So goodbye for now.